कई बार पेशेंट हमारे पास आता है एंड आफ्टर द थॉरो केस टेकिंग वी प्रिस्क्राइब द मोस्ट सिमिलर रेमेडी, बट आफ्टर सम डेज अगेन पेशेंट आता है, फिर हमें बोलता है दैट मतलब मेरा तबीयत ठीक नहीं हुआ एंड ऑल, फिर सिम्टम्स बढ़ गया है, फिर कम हो गया है, फिर ऐसा कुछ। तो फिर हम फिर सोचते हैं कि शायद मेडिसिन चेंज कर देते हैं या फिर कोई मतलब पोटेंसी बढ़ा देते हैं, ऐसा कुछ। तो फिर ऐसा चलता है कुछ कुछ दिन तक। फिर जब एक पॉइंट आता है जब बोथ पेशेंट एंड डॉक्टर बोथ फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हो जाते हैं, तो पेशेंट सोचता है कि शायद ये डॉक्टर मुझे ठीक नहीं कर पाएगा या फिर होम्योपैथी में ठीक नहीं होगा, एंड डॉक्टर सोचता है, जो कि हम ये सोचते हैं दैट शायद होम्योपैथी में इसका स्कोप नहीं है या फिर होम्योपैथी इसको ठीक नहीं कर सकता। सो इन बोथ फॉल्ट निकालते हैं होम्योपैथी में, जबकि फॉल्ट है हम में एज ए होम्योपैथ, बिकॉज वी फॉरगेट टू ऑब्जर्व आफ्टर प्रिस्क्राइबिंग अ रेमेडी, यू फॉरगेट टू ऑब्जर्व द पेशेंट्स कंडीशन, वेदर ही इज़ गेटिंग बेटर और वर्स, और सिम्टम्स चेंज हो रहा है, फिर नए सिम्टम्स आ रहे हैं। ऐसे बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो हमें अनप्रेजुडाइजली ऑब्जर्व करना होता है वो हम भूल जाते हैं। सो इन दिस वीडियो वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट दोज ऑब्जर्वेशंस जो हमें आफ्टर प्रिस्क्राइबिंग द रेमेडी ऑब्जर्व करना चाहिए, जो हमें ऑलरेडी केंट ने समझाया है उनके चैप्टर 35 ऑफ केंट्स फिलोसॉफी, दैट इज केंट्स 12 ऑब्जर्वेशन। सो वी आर गोना डिस्कस अबाउट दैट on this video. So let's start.
Subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a dose of homeopathy.
Hey guys, myself Dr. Sujata, a BHMS internee from Odisha. So in this video, as you all know, we are going to discuss about Kent's philosophy chapter 35, which is prognosis after observing the action of the remedy. Basically, we call it as Kent's 12 observations. Before going to the observations, let's start with some basic intros so that it will be easier for you to understand what is Kent's 12 observation is all about. So first, Kent has mentioned that these observations, means the 12 observations I am going to give you, have grown out of much watchfulness, long waiting and watching. So that's why he mentioned that the mission of the physician, which is the aphorism 1. So the mission of the physician doesn't stop with the prescription of the remedy itself. So after prescribing a remedy, our duty hasn't ended yet, our duty has started. So especially in chronic cases, and in acute cases, he has to, means the physician has to make some observations to know whether the remedy that he has prescribed is bringing out any curative reaction or not, how the remedy is acting, what has to be done next. And the second prescription and the consecutive prescriptions depend upon these observations, that whether the patient is getting better or not, whether the symptoms are increasing or decreasing. So that's why Kent has given this observation. He has mentioned that the homeopathic physician should be an unpressurized observer, as mentioned in aphorism 6, that the homeopathic physician should be an unpressurized observer, not during the case taking, but after prescribing the remedy as well. So that's why after prescribing a remedy, we have to thoroughly have that patience to wait, to watch our patient, to watch his condition, watch his symptoms, and observe that symptoms की direction कहाँ जा रहा है, that it is increasing or decreasing, or it is changing, or any new symptoms coming. So we have to observe the whole thing, and that's what the Kent's 12 observations is about. Kent has already given, उनका जो experience रहा है throughout the careers, he has already given those 12 points, that those 12 conditions we like in most of the cases हमें वो 12 condition after prescribing a remedy, हमें वो 12 conditions face करना पड़ेगा, मतलब हम कर सकते हैं in most of the cases. So that's what is Kent's 12 observation is all about. After prescribing a remedy, the first observation or the first situation may come in front of us, that is the first observation, that is a prolonged aggravation, like a prolonged aggravation and final decline of the patient. So suppose a patient come to us and visit to our clinic, and after the thorough examination and thorough case taking, we give a remedy. But after few days, patient come to us and tell us that I'm not getting better, or my symptoms are not getting better, and it's getting मतलब aggravation हो रहा है, and symptoms बढ़ रहा है, and तबीयत और बिगड़ रही है, and that's it. Then after we will wait that no, you take medicine for another few days and then you come. Then after the another few days, again patient comes with the same complaints and with the increase of the complaints, and then we again tell him that take that medicine for few more days and let's see what happens. Okay, then again the next few days the patient call us that doctor, I am not feeling well, that I can't come to visit you because I can't get up from bed, like my condition is becoming worse, and in a condition that patient is completely in a worse condition. Okay, so that is what the first observation is about, that is the a prolonged aggravation. Like aggravation एक long period के लिए रहता है, that is a prolonged aggravation, and in some point the final decline of the patient, finally the patient एक worst condition में चला जाता है. So a prolonged aggravation and final decline of the patient. Now व्हाट इज़ द इंटरप्रिटेशन, लाइक अगर सिचुएशन ऐसा है देन हम क्या सोच सकते हैं, लाइक व्हाट विल बी द सिचुएशन और व्हाट विल बी द इंटरप्रिटेशन. सो द फर्स्ट थिंग, द केस इज इनक्योरेबल, we cannot cure that case. Pathological destruction may have already taken place, so already pathologically organ damage हो चुका है, and the reaction of vital force is almost impossible or useless. मतलब vital force का जो reactive power है वो completely loss हो चुका है. And the antisoric remedy was too deep and the potency is too high, so the prognosis here is unfavorable. So here what to do? So the case is incurable, already the pathological damage is happened, so now what we should do? So here we first antidote the remedy, because that remedy is already caused patient so much damage, like patient is already damaged, his body is already damaged, his vital force is already damaged, but after the remedy it getting worse, so we have to first antidote the remedy. Then we have to decrease the potency, because we know that this is the incurable case, the patient cannot be cured, we just have to palliate, or we just have to give him temporary relief, that is called palliation. So because here the case is incurable, we just have to give the remedy and the potency where the patient will feel a temporary relief, so we have to palliate this case. So here the lesson that we learn, the first lesson is in incurable and doubtful cases. So अगर वो case doubtful है that maybe it should be cured or it shouldn't be cured, so in those cases we have to start with 30th or 200 potency and never repeat the dose too frequently, because we have to observe that उस मेडिसिन से पेशेंट का कंडीशन वर्स हो रहा है कि नहीं. सो we shouldn't have to repeat the dose too frequently and observe whether the aggravation is going too deep or prolonged. And the second lesson we here learned that cases with organic or pathologically advances, like already organ damage हो गया है और the deep pathological condition है, then we shouldn't be given any deep acting remedies, and we always start with the treatment with low potency, that is the 30th potency. So that's all about the first observation, that is a prolonged aggravation and final decline of the patient. I hope that this video is helpful to you all. मिलते हैं next video में. Ta-da!